Hello, namaskar, and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good. Today is 1st November 2018. I have got two special topics for you guys. The first one is about air pollution, and the second one is about illegal mining. Both these topics are interrelated with each other, very important for your geography as well as current affairs. But before we talk about our special topic, I have got a good news for you guys, and the good news is that flat 60% off is available on our pen drive and Android courses. This is big Diwali sale, and to find out more about it, do check out studyiq.com. Mind you, 10th November is the last date, so make the most out of it today. Don't wait for the last date. Now, the first topic I have given this name: gas chamber of our country. National Capital Region is at present, as we are speaking now, gas chamber of our country, because the situation or this air quality is very bad in our Delhi region. And the thing is, this is a pattern that we are observing from last many years, right? As soon as winter is just around the corner, what happens is that Delhi becomes a gas chamber, and this is a very serious thing. Of course, all those students who are from this region, you know it very well. But if we go through this WHO's study, then we find that in 2016, pay attention here, 2016, over 1 lakh children under age of 5 lost their lives because of air pollution. Can you believe this thing? More than 1 lakh children died in our country in 2016 because of air pollution. This is the biggest health emergency that we are facing at present. It's a silent killer that is taking away our health from us, right? It is taking away our vitality. It is taking away our days from us because of this heavy air pollution. So this is indeed a health emergency through which we are going through. And it's not just this region, because I believe Delhi is because it's a national capital of our country. This is one of the main reasons, I think, why all these lenses or cameras are focused on Delhi. But it's not something that you find just in Delhi. If you look at it from geographical point of view, then what happens is, this whole region, take this box here, this rectangle, right? Roughly speaking, this is a rectangle. Okay, let me try it one more time. So here we have this box here, right? And this box represents, this one is Punjab, say for example, this one is Haryana, this one is Delhi, roughly speaking Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, all these regions. So basically Indo-Gangetic belt, right? Now in winter season, what happens with our country is we get winds coming from northwest direction. So we are talking about Central Asian portion. So all this cold winds starts blowing from or generating from this region, and they will approach our country. And when they arrive here, at the same time we find that stubble burning is taking place in Punjab, Haryana, Western Punjab, also in parts of Pakistan, or this Punjab region of Pakistan, in this belt as well, or in this Indus belt of Pakistan. We find that farmers are engaged with this stubble burning. So on one side you have this grand inferno, or this smoke going on, and on the other side, from a geographical point of view, we find that this winds are heading towards India. So this winds will take all this smoke, and it will carry it, and it will spread it in this whole Indo-Gangetic belt. So because of this thing, because as I told you, this Delhi is our national capital, and this is one of the main reasons why so many things are written about or said about Delhi. But it's not just Delhi, it's this whole belt where we find that air quality deteriorates because of this thing. So stubble burning is a big problem, of course, right? It is adding huge amount of pollution in a very short period of time. And a couple of days ago we were talking about this thing. Remember that compared to 2016, compared to 2017, things have improved. There has been a drop in number of stubble burning cases, but still this sort of things are going on in Punjab, Haryana, parts of Uttar Pradesh. So this is something that is not acceptable at all, right? The government should take proactive steps, and I think, if I'm not wrong, right, I have myself observed advertisement, right? Government talking about, or government advertising or creating this awareness via newspapers and via radio programs and other things, via other programs. So government tried its level best, but at ground level, what we find is, at top level you find government is doing everything, but at ground level, grassroots level, we find that things are not implemented. And farmers as well, they should realize this thing, that a small amount of money that they are trying to save is taking away or snatching lives of so many families. So this is something that should be dealt with iron fist, right? We have to sort out this problem. We cannot accept this misbehavior at all. Now, it's not just farmers, right? What we find in our city area is that garbage is collected from our neighborhood, but this garbage is, we find this big mountains of garbage, and then this mountain of garbage is basically burned, and this, various different types of greenhouse gases are emitted from this burning of garbage. So this is a problem. Then diesel vehicles are everywhere, right? More and more people are buying diesel vehicles, and diesel is a fuel that is compared to petrol and other fuels, right? This CNG, if you compare diesel with the petrol and CNG, then of course diesel is more dirtier, it is more polluting fuel, and it is also prone to adulteration. So mixing something else with diesel, like LDO, light diesel oil, and other things are mixed with the diesel to save some money, but this will create this in fact creates huge amount of pollution. The Supreme Court set a deadline for Delhi government to introduce 10,000 buses so that people can get this last mile connectivity, and it will motivate. This 10,000 buses will create more facilities, and this will work like a sort of push factor as well as pull factor for people to use it, and push factor to give up their cars. But still, this thing is still, it's work in progress, or I would say that it's moving ahead with a very slow pace. So a common theme that we find in all these cases is lack of implementation of policies. This is something that we are very good at. We should not be. We should be very good in implementation of policies. But here we design policies, but when it comes to implementing it, then we are very bad, as we all know. So what we need more awareness. We need to just implement the policies that we have designed, and we need some more air monitoring stations. We need some real-time air monitoring stations, and I would reckon that we must have some apps and shortcuts in these apps through which you can you get this notifications, timely notifications. If things are bad, then you will get SMS and things like that. So government should think about it, planning ahead. If we can get this sort of weather reports or this air quality reports before, or some sort of projections are provided to us a couple of days ago, then this will help us as well. Now, the second topic that I have, which is of course closely associated with this topic that we have just discussed, is based on this Aravalli region, right? Aravalli Hills, to be precise. This whole range of Aravalli, its extension is nearly 700 kilometer, starting from Banaskantha in eastern Gujarat to southern Haryana. So starting from somewhere here, right, and it goes all across somewhere here. So this is Aravalli range here, very important as far as this terrain is concerned, shaping the terrain of this northwestern India is concerned. It plays a very important, major role, in fact. Now, this Aravalli is one of the oldest mountain range in our country, and it is one of the oldest in the world as well. For more than 3 billion years, its hills have moderated the velocity of winds that blow through North India and resisted the advance of Thar Desert towards fertile Indo-Gangetic plain. Just imagine if this natural wall is not here, what will happen is that during this winter time, this desert soil will be, or dust particles will be taken with this winds will carry this dust particles with it, and it will spread this whole dust particle in this whole Indo-Gangetic belt, which is one of the most fertile belt, and once you ruin this belt, then that's it, we are done. So it plays a very important role. It works like a big barricade. But the reason why it is in news is not for good reason. The reason why it is in news is because illegal mining is rampant in this Aravalli region, and people are, for the sake of money, they are destroying this Aravalli range. And now you can imagine the importance of Aravalli range. Who knows that in next exam you may find a question about this Aravalli range, a geographical question, whether how it works or how it is helpful. So remember all these points that we are discussing. In past 2 decades, several studies have pointed out that this Aravalli, these hills, right, are drifting the desert sands towards the plain, and one of the main reason is because latest report by Central Empowered Committee indicates that out of 128 hills of this Aravalli, 31 hills have vanished. So where they are, right? Are they out of our planet, or have they migrated to somewhere else? No. Basically, illegal mining. Because of this illegal mining, we have lost a fourth of this Aravalli hill, and Rajasthan government has just admitted that illegal mining is going on in this region, which is not acceptable. This sort of acceptance is not acceptable, because what they are doing is they are just blaming illegal mining. What the local administration is doing, because this Aravalli, right, this region or this Aravalli hills are known as green lung for our national capital, and this is the thing that we have to understand here, that already the situation in this region is already bad, and if you are chopping down this, if you are illegally mining these hills, if you are destroying these hills, then you will add more trouble, right, in this part of the country. So this is again not acceptable, and it's not just in Rajasthan. Something similar is going on in Haryana as well. So together they have to, the government cannot, state government cannot just pass the buck. They have to take responsibility, and Supreme Court is, I'm sure, going to take some severe action on this thing. So both these topics, I believe, are interrelated, of course, and I believe that this discussion might have helped you in your capacity building about this region. Now we are going to talk about a very interesting thing, and it's about the World Bank. Now World Bank releases this ease of doing business ranking, or this World Bank business ratings, and in this ease of doing business 2018 report, we have jumped 23 places. Last year we were at 100th rank. This year we are at 77, so a jump of 23 places, which is not bad at all. In 2014, right, when NDA government came in, at that point of time we were number 6 in the South Asian region. At present we are number 1, of course. From last 2 consecutive year we have jumped, we have leapfrogged many places. So that's a good news. Mr. Jaitley also said that reaching 50, or being in top 50 from 142nd position is, of course, an achievement in itself. Commerce and Industry Minister Suresh Prabhu has also shared his view about it. He has said that central government and state governments together have worked as a team, and this is the result of this teamwork. Prime Minister Modi was also happy about this finding, and he has shared his happiness via a tweet. And the Finance Minister also talked about this thing in Hindi. He talked about this, from 142 position. Now we are trying to, we started with 142nd position in 2014. In 4 years we are at 77, and he said that easily next report, right, we will touch, or we will be there in top 50 countries. That's what our target is. Our Vice President is on a visit to Botswana. Botswana is a country in African continent. As you can see here, various different colors of a couple of our, clubbed together these countries, because that they are divided based on their location. So this portion here is known as Southern Africa. This one is Central Africa. This one is East Africa. This one is West Africa, right, Northwest. And this one is your Mediterranean portion, and this one is Sub-Sahara and Saharan region. So these are various different division of Africa. Our Vice President is there for 3 nations visit. So the first leg is Botswana. So today we are going to focus on Botswana. Mr. Naidu is on a visit to 3 African nations. This is 13th annual Global Expo Botswana 2018 meeting that he will inaugurate, and 25 Indian companies and businesses will also be present there. This is 26th high level so far in last 4 years. 26 high level visits, either from Indian Prime Minister or either Vice President, Prime Minister, Indian President Pranab Mukherjee has been there, Kovindji has been there, Mr. Modi has been there, Hamid Ansari has been there, Venkaiah Naidu has visited this African continent. So 26 visits in 4 years is not a small number, and this indicates that India is giving top priority, when it comes to international relationship to Africa. With Botswana, we have developed our defense, trade, health, and capacity building partnership or relationship. And Mr. Naidu is also going to have a meeting with Speaker of National Assembly or Botswana's Parliament, and he's also going to interact with his counterpart, and he will also interact with Indian diaspora. So that's everything in today's discussion, dear friends. You can download the PDF of today's lecture from my FB page and Twitter handle. Please make sure that you share this lecture with other students. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Jai Hind.